This video is all about how cell phones works. Though we are using smartphone on daily basis, we are not aware about how cell phone works or how cellular system works. At the back end, what systems or what servers or how these servers are communicating with each other to provide you the fine-tuned video call or voice call or SMS service or the internet. So let's start with how cell phone works. This is a very important technology. Cellular telephony is one of the fastest growing technologies on the planet. Presently, we are starting to see the 5th generation of the cell phone or the cellular phones coming to the market. New phones allow users to do much more than just holding the phone conversation. Store contact information, make tasks or to-do list, keep track of appointments, calculator, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and there are many more apps available nowadays. So today we will review the design of cellular system, what are its key components, what it is designed like and why. Also we will look at how cellular network supports multiple cell phone users at a time. Finally, we will review the important generations of cellular systems and start looking at the design of the first generation of cell phones. The cellular concept. Cellular system developed to provide mobile telephony access anytime, anywhere. First mobile telephone use system was developed and inaugurated in the United States in 1945. This was a simplified version of the system used today. A base station provides communication capabilities to users on mobile phones within its coverage area. What does it mean? Whenever we switch on the phones, we get that coverage. The bar, we used to call it that I have a very strong coverage with the help of how many bars I have, that increasing bars. And the base station we used to call a tower that provides the coverage area or the frequency to talk on. Users outside the coverage area receive or transmit the signals with too low amplitude for reliable communication. User within the coverage area can transmit and receive the signals from base station. The base station itself is connected to the wired telephone network. Remember, in this cellular system, only the base station and the mobile station are communicating over the wireless communication channel. Over the wireless means over the air. And rest from the base station to the PSTN, public switch telephone network, each and everything is wired. Users within the coverage area transmit and receive the signals from the base station, and the base station itself is connected to the telephone network with wire. So this is the very first mobile telephone system. This is one and only high power base station which will give the coverage area to all the base stations shown over here. And this particular omnidirectional antenna or the tower or the base station is connected with the wired connection to the normal telephone system, that is public switch telephone network. So this is the coverage area, entire coverage area provided by this one base station in omnidirectional, and these are the mobile stations roaming in the entire coverage area. So original mobile telephone system could only support a handful of users at a time over an entire city. See, only one base station to one city and only the number of limited users will be served. With only one high power base station, user phones are needed to be able to transmit at high power to reliably transmit signals to the distant base station. Right? Car phones were therefore much more feasible than handheld phones, example police car phones. Over the next few decades, researchers at AT&T Bell Labs developed the core ideas for today's cellular system. Although these core ideas existed since the 60s, it was not until the 80s that electronic equipment became available to realize the cellular system. In the mid-80s, the first generation of cellular system was developed and deployed. The core idea that led to today's system was the cellular concept. The cellular concept, multiple low power base stations that service mobile users within their coverage area and hand off users to neighboring base station as users move. Together base stations tessellate the system coverage area. See, the city is divided in circles and these circles now showing overlapping each other. So overlap region will be served by both the base stations, but this is not the case nowadays. This is a basic concept how the tessellate or the cover the entire city. Thus, instead of one base station covering an entire city, the city was broken up into the small cells, smaller coverage areas. Each of these smaller coverage areas had its own low power base station. Users' phones in one cell communicate with the base station in that cell. So three core principles used while designing small cells tessellate overall coverage area, users handoff as they move from one cell to another, and the frequency to be reused. Tessellation. Tessellation means covering the area. Some group of small regions tessellate a large region if they over the large region without any gaps or overlaps. Without any gaps and without any overlaps. There are only three regular polygons that tessellate any given region. Three regular polygons that always tessellate. One is equilateral triangle, this one, squares and hexagons. Original cellular system was developed assuming base stations antennas are omnidirectional, that they transmit in all directions equally. Users located outside some distance to the base station receive the weak signal. Those are nearer to the base station will receive strong signal. These are the towards the boundary of the cell, and these are nearer to the base station. Thus, ideally, base stations have identical circular coverage areas. Problem: circles do not tessellate. If you try to cover the area with the help of circles, either they will leave a gap or they will overlap. Right? If they will overlap, the overlap or the intersection of the area covered by these two circles will be served by two base stations, or the gaps will not be served by any of the base stations. The most circular of the regular polygons that tessellate is the hexagon. Thus, early researchers started using hexagons to represent the coverage area of the base station, that is cell. With hexagonal coverage area, a cellular network is drawn as like this. It looks like a honeycomb. This blue color is nothing but a base station, and the hexagon, this is nothing but a coverage area, right? So since the network resembles cells from a honeycomb, the name cellular system was used to describe the resulting mobile telephone network, and the mobile stations which will be served with this base station in this cellular system are called as cell phones. So this is the cellular system architecture. This is a honeycomb or the cellular network, or the coverage area divided in hexagons. These are the base stations giving the coverage area in hexagon form, and these are connected to the MSC, mobile switching center. Mobile switching center is always equipped with HLR, home location register, and the VLR, which is location register, PSTN. This is connected directly to the public switch telephone network. MSC is connected to other MSCs to provide the services to the users of other service providers in any other region over the country or over the world. So each cell is served by a base station. Each base station is connected to a mobile switching center through fixed links. Each MSC is connected to one of the other MSCs and PSTN. Each MSC is a local switching exchange that handles switching of mobile users from one base station to another. Right? We are mobile. I can move over. If I am on call, still I am allowed to move. That is the use of mobile station. Locating the current cell of a mobile user. How you can locate where it is while calling? Home location register, HLR. Database recording the current location of user, each mobile that belongs to the MSC. VLR, database recording the cell of visiting mobiles, interfacing with other MSCs and PSTN. One channel in each cell is set aside for signaling information between base station and mobile. Though you are not using your phone, if it is idle and it is switched on, still it is communicating with your base station. Some messages are sent by base station, from base station to the mobile station, and from mobile station to the base station. If you want to check it out whether it is true or not, keep your phone on TV when the TV is on. Sometimes TV flickers. Why? Because high frequency always disturbs the low frequencies. TV works on the low frequency band compared to the mobile. Mobile works with 900 megahertz to 1600 megahertz, 600 gigahertz. Sorry. So base station to mobile station to base station, it is always updating its location. Call setup for outgoing if you are calling, response to the incoming. Both base station to mobile station, it is the cell identity in which cell you are, call setup for incoming, and location updating. Fine. So thank you. That is for today. I hope this video covers the basics of cellular system and clears how this cellular system works. Thank you.